Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. I'm gonna just jump straight in because I'm gonna run out of time. Welcome to Treatment Tuesdays. I realized I am never going to get everything in about my treatment, which people were curious about if I try to do it in my update videos. So on Tuesdays, I'm going to try to discuss what I'm doing for treatment. Today I thought I'd do detox because that's one of the most important things for Lyme is detoxing. First thing I always do is try to drink water. I try for 8 of these a day. That's a full gallon. I don't always make it, but that's my goal that I shoot for. So gallon of water a day. The next thing is lemon water. I try to have a full lemon's worth of juice in warm water every morning first thing. Well, first thing I'll drink a bottle of water, and then half an hour later I'll have lemon water, and then half an hour later I'll do other things. And then every day I'm taking this. This is a new one for me. You can pause it to read the ingredients, but this is basically a ton of things that are really good for your liver, and if you have chronic illness, especially if you have Lyme, your liver needs a lot of help. So I've been taking that every day. Eventually I may add a little extra milk thistle to my routine as well. And then as needed, I take this. This is something that a lot of people with Lyme use when the toxic load in their system gets too much and they have what's called a Herxheimer reaction, which is basically you feel more terrible than usual. It can be a worsening of the same symptoms you always have, or it can be different symptoms on top of those you always have. But this really helps with that. Some people have special formulas that they do with like a ton of lemon juice and this and something else and something else. I just take it straight and probably take more lemon water throughout the day on days that I really need a little extra help. About once a week I'll have coffee instead of lemon water. If I wake up and I'm really hungry and there's just no way I can sit through all the waiting after drinking lemon water before having breakfast, I'll do this instead. I'll just have really strong coffee with my breakfast. Otherwise, I try to not do it more than once a week, because my liver cannot handle too much caffeine. And the reason I'll use it at all is that coffee does stimulate your system to push things through more quickly. A lot of people will do coffee enemas, and there's a very specific, entire system for doing that. I'm a little scared of those, so I'm not going to be doing those, at least not anytime soon. That is a thing that people do. I'm not doing that. Sorry for all the ums. I'm trying to go quickly so that I can get all this in. One thing that I try to do at least once a week is a detox bath. I'm currently out of Epsom salts, which is one of the best ways to do that. I also use Dead Sea salt and Himalayan salt if I have them. But I try to do one detox bath a week. Just pull extra things out of my system. The only trick with that is you can't go too hot, or you'll also kill more Lyme and increase your toxic load instead of decreasing it. Later on I'll be able to take hot baths and maybe sauna things specifically for killing Lyme, but right now there's way too much in my system to do that. I'd end up miserable and unable to detox everything I killed. This is a brush that I use for dry brushing. After a bath, usually I'll use this since I'm already sitting down and it's easier for me to reach my feet and things. In general, I have a very hard time reaching my feet because my core is messed up, so I'll do this to stimulate the lymphatic system on usually right after a bath. I'll do that while the tub is draining. Sorry if that's TMI for anybody, but that's what I do. And then after a bath, always rinse off at least, because otherwise you're stuck with all that stuff you've just pulled out of your system. You're stuck with residue of that on your skin. I've been showering with anything I can find containing tea tree that doesn't have too many excess chemicals in it. Right now, this is what I'm using. I'm always looking for something better, but for now, this is doing the job. When I have a really bad herx, I will use this. I will make a mug of lemon water and I will add a tiny bit of baking soda. And that, it's just a little extra oomph. It pulls more out of your system more quickly. The only problem is it also pulls out minerals, and I find that I get very potassium deficient, so when I do this, I have to add a bunch of potassium supplements to my routine over the next couple days, because otherwise it's just not good. So those, kind of oddly grouped, but these are the things that I currently do as far as detox goes. And then these are the things that I'm working on adding. This may sound gross, but I often don't have time, or not time, I often don't have the energy, or I'm in too much pain to brush my teeth because it's too hard to stand there and it's too hard to bend over the sink. When I can, these are what I use. During the day, I use the one containing clove oil because I always try to use things that contain either tea tree or clove, because here's Zodac to help, because they are antibacterial, which I need, because yeah. So anyway, when I can brush my teeth, these are what I use. I'll use this during the day because it doesn't affect the taste of food, and I'll use this at night because it's a little more powerful. I'm working on adding gluten-free oats into my routine every day as breakfast, because that helps push things through my system, which is important. And gluten-free because a lot of people with Lyme, just gluten is just one extra burden on the system we don't need. I've included turmeric in this because it does help the liver. I don't really use it for detox. Zodac, stop that, please. I don't really use it for detox. I use it more for pain and killing things, but it does help with detox, so I included it in this video. Sorry, I need to get the cat out of the window. Ouch! That did not go well. Anyway, this is something I'm working on adding. This is a detox powder that you add to water, and I've been working on adding this to my routine every day. I've been doing it mostly at night, and I find that it does help get things moving. I've been just putting it in a used water bottle, usually one I've saved from the day before, and doing that. I'm working up to every evening on that. This I will be adding back into my routine shortly. It is just a whole bunch of things that help your body to do the work it needs to do to detox. There's a little shot glass on top. I'll do 1 or 2 of these a day. I'll space them in between meals, half an hour before or after, depending. I'm still getting back into my full protocol, so I need to find a place for it in my routine, and I haven't really yet. And this I take at night if I wake up to use the bathroom. It's hard to fit in a routine in the middle of the day because it needs to be taken 3 to 4 hours before or after anything else you're eating or taking, or it will just absorb that instead of any toxins that have made it into your digestive system. So, pretty much the only place I can find to put it in my routine is at night, and I am out of time.